Hey everyone, I want to welcome you guys into our first class here in the Central Movement Lab of 2026. So we have some new things popping off this year, and I'm hoping to create a more consistent space in here inside of the lab. So with this first video, we are just going to be doing a ground in. This is really a 5-minute grounding session that you can pretty much do anytime, anywhere. You can return to this video anytime you need to. And really, I want you to understand that these are like the basics and the very basis of how we're gonna flow into our winter somatic series. I look forward to seeing you guys there for that. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here, and we're already in an easy seat, so we're gonna stay here in this easy seat. If you are driving, or if this is something that you'll do when you're waking up and you are still in your bed, you can sit up, maybe put your back against your headboard or against the wall. If you're going to continue to lie down, that's also fine too, but it will restrict and limit some of the movement. And so this is just taking 5 minutes. It's just taking 5 simple minutes to ground in. So if you are seated, we'll move the fleshy parts of the butt out of the way, and so you can feel your sits bones rooted into the ground. And that's always really helpful so that you can begin to learn the anatomy of the body. So you'll feel those bones a little more, a little more if you sort of move the fleshy parts of the butt out of the way. And so we'll root down through those sits bones and we'll sit up nice and tall, okay? And so everything we want to just keep in mind, we are moving slowly. This is not anything in a rush. And we'll sit up nice and tall, and so we'll draw the belly button in toward the spine, and we'll lift up through the sternum. So we're lifting the chest up, we're pulling the belly button in, and you don't want to suck in so much that you can't breathe, okay? So that's one thing that we have to get comfortable with in this easy seat, is that we're rooted into the ground. And so you want it to feel like energy is moving down through your sits bones, but also rooted up through the top of your head. So the example I always have used is just if you had a string like attached to your head, like that string was being pulled up to the heavens, right? We're lifting our crown up to the heavens. And then we'll take the shoulders up for a loop, rolling them back and down. And so now you're sitting up nice and tall. And this posture is, even though it's called an easy seat, sometimes it's not that easy. It's sometimes the simplest movements that are not exactly the easiest things for us to do. And it's because oftentimes our posture is not the best anyway. A lot of times we are either hunched over or we're slouching, or some of us have an anterior pelvic tilt or a posterior tilt. So there's all kinds of reasons why our posture may not be at its optimum level all the time. And so this is one of those seats that can really help begin to adjust the posture. And you can lower your gaze if you'd like. You're welcome to close your eyes and just listen to the sound of my voice. I'll do my best to direct you verbally. Or you can just relax into this posture. You can keep your eyes open if that feels more comfortable for you today. And all we're gonna do is just begin to feel our breath. Begin to notice our breath. And so I don't want you to change anything about how you're breathing. There's nothing that you have to do other than just begin to observe how you're breathing. Are we breathing in through the nose, or are you breathing through the mouth? Is your breath shallow? Is it coming from the chest? Is it coming from the shoulders? Do you feel it is coming from deep within your belly? Or do you feel that the breath is very deep? Are you taking long inhalations? Feel what the breath feels like as it comes into the body. Notice if that breath is cool coming through the nose. Notice if you are breathing through the mouth, does the back of the throat get dry? Notice where you may want to change the pattern of the breath. pay attention to if the breath has a pattern already of its own. And as you pay attention and start to become more familiar with those things, we will do a little bit of manipulation here. So turning the head on an exhale to the left. Inhale, bringing it back to the center. We'll inhale at the center and turn the head to the right on an exhale. We'll inhale back to the center. And then lastly, we will just continue to breathe here. So in 5 minutes, this isn't about raising the heart rate. This isn't about attempting cardio. This isn't about flexibility. It's really more about creating a practice of presence, of establishing a routine, of having time to just simply sit and check in. And that's why you can do this anywhere. You can do it in the office, you can do it in the car, you can do it in the bed. You can do it really at any time, because 5 minutes to ground is really just a check-in, and it's a way to get you into a habit of doing the check-in. So lastly, we will take one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly. And from here, we are just going to breathe into our hands, okay? And so you don't really have to manipulate anything about your breath. I would just say maybe to take some deep breaths here. But if that is not doable for you right now, you don't have to take deep breaths. You can take whatever type of natural resting breath that you have. But we'll just breathe. And we'll breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And that's the only rule to this whole thing, is just in through the nose and that you are coming out through the nose. But we'll breathe here for just another moment. And as our 5 minutes comes to a close, you are welcome to stay here in this breath. Maybe you stay here for 10 minutes today. Maybe you decide that you stay here for 20 minutes today. Or maybe just for today, this 5 minutes is all you can do. This 5 minutes is just enough. And when you are ready, if your eyes are closed, you can open them. If your gaze is lowered, you're welcome to lift your gaze. Hi, welcome back. If your eyes are already open, then you are already in position here. You can gently drop the hands and release them. You'll take a head roll here, so dropping the chin to the chest, we'll just circle the head around. And on an inhale, we'll circle in the opposite direction. Exhaling as you come down. And that is it. That's 5 minutes to ground. This is a really great practice to incorporate into your morning routine, into your night routine, into your midday check-in, really whenever you have an opportunity to just stop and take a few breaths. I thank you guys for joining me for today's video, and I can't wait to see you guys for our winter somatic practice, which begins in just about a week. I'll see you guys later.